fresh chip off the block. Watch my head spin. I got awkward thoughts and a neck twitch. I fall off the knot, then I get up. I'm this slot to watch. That's a Netflix. I stop with the pot. Got my head stripped, but mama kept singing, better save that noodle.
All right, hello and welcome. Let's do this right. Here we go. Long time since I've done this one, and this is a very new space. So, hello and welcome to the first of hopefully many regular, if I can keep it easy enough, quick, not podcast, not video. I don't know what this is going to be. Maybe a video rant, but we're going to call it the item. Hold on one second. This is Brian from the editing bay, and we're not going to use that name. We're going to keep the original name and another thing. Not going to use item mine. All right, back to the show. That'll be the name for now. We'll probably change it, but what it'll be is me sitting down from anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes, if I can really go that long. Old guys, you know what I'm talking about. Just talking about anything that's on my mind for the day. And, you know, not so much pop topics, but it could be anything from what's happening in the news to fatherhood to things that I've been going through, but really just give me a chance to do a brain dump, share with you guys, work on different things like lighting, filming, doing talking head style interviews, working on my audio. Really, this is really a use case to help me better myself in my technical endeavors. But in the meantime, why not? Let's talk about some things. So today, what I want to talk about is the case that has come up in Atlanta, which is the location that I live in, concerning Young Thug, Gunna, and the YSL. I'm going to call it a record label for now, in their Rico case. So this is something that is very, very interesting because I think the implications of this are much wider than we can assume. So basically, take two. Here we go. Back again using the equipment. Back again. Again, this week we want to talk about the Rico cases that are going on in Atlanta and why I find it very interesting. Number one, I've been watching a few different reports, and just as a background, super high level, I'm not a lawyer. Maybe I'll superimpose some text, but the Rico, which I'll superimpose what it stands for because I don't want to mess it up, but whatever. Essentially, the rule says that if you can prove that an organization has committed 2 or more crimes out of a list of 35 extremely common things, you can start building a case to build a Rico case against them, where the goal is to just trump up as many charges against as many people as possible to take down the entire organization. So this is how, if you think back to the 40s, 50s, and the true kind of birth of America gangster era, this is how they used to get those criminals. What they would do is they would prove that the leader was conspiring to commit crimes as well as using funds from their legal businesses for illegal activity, and then tie everybody together, and then you get your Rico case. And that's how they were catching people. Now, fast forward to 2022, here's the interesting thing that they're doing now. One of the things I've heard is that they're changing the label of a gang. And a gang is now 2 or more people that identify underneath the same name. Now, this is very, very important because if you take that along with the traditional Rico rules, now you can go after almost any organization that exists. So listen to that. So if you got 2 or more people that all say they're the same thing. So let's say you're a fraternity on a college campus, right? And so it's 2 or more of you guys and you all yell out the same name. Technically, you could be considered a hybrid gang. Now, couple that. Let's say if within that organization, you guys do anything questionable or illegal. At that point, technically, they can start building a Rico case on you. And so what's happening is that this is what the police and the government will probably start doing to target hip hop artists and rappers. Because what does every rapper do as soon as they get on? They bring their crew, they start a record label, They give their record label a name: Young Money, Cash Money, YSL, Rockefeller. And then you have everybody who's a part of that label claiming to be a part of the label. Now, that's that tricky part that makes this most interesting to me. By simply signing to a label and identifying yourself as being a part of that label, if anyone within that label does criminal activity, you can get sucked into the RICO charge. And that, my friend, is why this is interesting and can get pretty crazy. So let's say, and I don't know all of the facts, but let's say somebody like Gunna. Let's say just so happens he wanted to get a record deal, so he signed with the YSL record label. Now, because other people within that record label or within that organization or group that are claiming the name of it, if they participate in any illegal activities, then technically he can get pulled in also. Simply as, let's say if he took a picture and went to a club with one of the artists or members, and money was made, and money that was made from that club outing was used for other illicit illegal activities, regardless of if that individual directly had any impact on it, still gets sucked into that RICO charge. So you see, it makes it very, very easy for the government to start pulling people in. And this isn't the first one. So in Atlanta, we're hearing about the YSL RICO charge that they have against Gunna and Young Thug. But in New York, the artist Casanova got pulled into something similar. He got pulled into a racketeering charges and conspiracy, which kind of all the elements of a RICO case. But I think he pled guilty and before it really reached that RICO level. Because I think for a RICO charge, once they get it up over that threshold, I think you're looking at anywhere from like 20 years per case, per count. And they're never trying to hit you with one count. They're trying to give you like 20 to 30 counts. Normally, if you get hit with a RICO, they're trying to put you under the jail forever. But they might not have enough to pull you in on one particular charge, which is the interesting part to me, because in that list of the 35 different things that you can get arrested for, or the 35 items that can be included in the RICO charge, each one of those is its own individual criminal act with some level of sentencing associated with it. So why not pull you in for that? Because they don't really care if you're doing it. They're not really worried about you doing one issue. What they're saying is that you and a group of people are conspiring to be a menace to the wider society, and that's what they're going after. The district attorney in Fulton County just, you can see it on Instagram and the news. She blatantly saying, look, if you in Fulton County and you acting up, they looking for the smoke. They're going to find you, they're going to get you, and they're going to slap a RICO on you. So young guys, before you start, you can't even start a label. Before you start your label, before you start, claiming whatever you're going to claim, realize that essentially the singular act of claiming it lines you up to put you on a path for a RICO claim, which is the first step. So let's say it's 6 of y'all. Y'all all claiming cotton candy ice cream. We the cotton candy ice cream clique. Quad C's. Cotton candy ice cream. CCIC. So you cotton candy ice cream clique. You CCIC all day. All of y'all. Y'all go to the different places. Y'all get y'all cotton candy ice cream. But one of your friends actually sells cotton candy marijuana, and maybe does some embezzling or maybe runs numbers to help fund the purchase of the ice cream. Now, because that one person does these illegal activities and uses that money so everybody can enjoy the ice cream, you are now a hybrid gang that can be charged with a RICO. That's it. I mean, what do? Don't hang out with nobody. You got to be by your own stuff. You can't be friends with nobody. You're going to have to produce your own music by yourself. You have to market it by yourself. You can't do anything. I really think that this is going to be a way to start going after a lot of rap labels, a whole lot of rap labels. So, man, that whole idea of keeping it real and being about your raps and really living your raps, oh, no, not anymore. Because now they don't have to use the lyrics against you. If they can build a RICO case around you, who cares what you say in your raps? If in the other part about it, other kind of funny thing about it. So again, let's go back to our CCIC cotton candy ice cream click. Cotton candy ice cream click scenario. So let's also say that if one of the parents of somebody in the cotton candy ice cream click, CCIC, goes and picks up the group and takes them to an ice cream parlor so they can go enjoy ice cream with each other, technically, that parent can also be brought in on a RICO case saying that they knew that they were transporting hybrid gang members to go to a location to spend illegal funds on an activity associated with the wider gang. Yeah, that's what I said. They can go get the parent who might not have anything or any knowledge around it, but because they did anything to help somebody within the organization, they can also technically get pulled into the RICO case also. And guess what that causes? Yep, snitching. So you can't blame people for snitching. Look, you did all these crimes. You say you okay accepting it. Now they're going to go get your mama and your grandmama and your sister, because that's who normally they target. They're not going to target any males, because, your father be all right. He'll do the time. But you ain't going to let your mama and your sister sit up in jail for something they ain't do. Guess what you going to do? Sorry, nigga. I'm trying to come home. As the great words of Pharrell. And I think that is the whole point of this. The whole point, in my mind, of a RICO case is to just build up enough information, trump up enough charges to start from the bottom to catch the top person. You cast that net, you get as many small fish as you can, and you figure out how many of them you can get to turn. How many of them can you get to tell on whoever that bigger person is? And that's how you work your way up to that top person and put them in jail. And really, that's what it is. And so I'm very, very interested in seeing how this plays out. Not so much for Young Thug, but specifically for Gunna. Because the one thing I found interesting about that piece is that for Gunna, they only mentioned that there's one charge, which normally is not the case for Rico. Normally, they trumping up 67 charges. We got you on 15 counts of X, Y, and Z. One charge means that they really just want to pull Gunna in to question him and make his lawyers negotiate, which puts Gunna in a very precarious position because likely, based off of just some high level listening, and I ain't going through no documentation, but if they only have him on one charge, he really wasn't a big participant. And so he's just the next highest level name that they can pull in on this, which means they want to flip him and get him to provide information on someone else, which puts him in a very, very, very interesting situation. So I'm going to keep watching it. And this is kind of what you can expect from these episodes. I don't know how long I've been talking. I don't have my contacts in. I took my glasses off. So I can't see nothing. I'm just staring into a blurry lens at this point. But we'll sit down. We'll talk about whatever is on my mind for the day, whatever has been rumbling through this idle mind. And, hopefully I'll have some facts. I probably just mostly have opinion, but we'll sit down and talk about it. Maybe 5 to 12 minutes, and hopefully you enjoy it. So in your city, where you're at, have you ever heard of the Rico case, or have they even pulled down any people that you're aware of? Please don't hesitate to jump into the chat. Let's talk about it. And again, this has been Idle Mind with me. I don't know if I'm going to say my name or not. Who knows? This is Life at 35mm channel. And so we're just going to leave it at that. Join the conversation. What are your thoughts on this Rico case? How do you think it's going to affect the hip hop community? You got any young people that you know, especially if they're up and coming and they're starting record labels and they're doing these type of things, it looks like that's going to be a new flag to watch out for. So again, thank you for listening. If you made it to this point, really appreciate it. God bless you. Appreciate the watch time, because I am nowhere near being able to be monetized. But continue to watch, like, subscribe, and let me know what you think the next topic should be. Talk to you later.